Welcome to Studio 58A here at the Jamaica Information Service, our discussion program coming to you live online. I'm your host, Vaughn Davis. Thank you to everyone tuning in wherever you are. Thank you so much for your eyes. We really do appreciate it. And like how we have your attention, do us a favor, man. Share this video with a friend or two or 20,000 so we can have a very lively discussion. All right, people, now let's get into it. They're probably the most visible representation of Jamaica's development. Highways are, as we know them, toll roads. They say it all the time. The road to development begins with a road. And as simple as they look, however, a lot goes into their construction and, more importantly, their maintenance and management. The entity responsible for regulating our toll roads is the Toll Authority of Jamaica. And to talk with us today about the role and responsibilities of the authority is CEO Jerome Palmer, and with him we have Senior Toll Inspector Dillon Wauchope. They'll be here to talk to us also about Toll Road Safety Week being observed from June 22 to 28. Welcome to both of you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right, so for those who may not be so familiar, because I mean, we know that there are many regulatory authorities in Jamaica, and so to know that there's one for the toll road, some people may not necessarily know that, but explain what exactly is the role of the Toll Authority of Jamaica.
Dillon, I think really we just regulate for public value, but we do that through the Toll Roads Act. We do that through the concessionaire agreement, and not only through that, we also make recommendations to the minister where we see necessary for things adjacent to and on the toll roads.
All right, Dylan, I want to add to that and just flesh it out. I just say layman, grassroots, man in the streets, and I say, I work for the toll. You go to somebody and say, I work for the toll authority. I'm sure this must happen to you already. I work for the toll authority. So what them do? You know,
well, as Mr. Palmer said, we are regulated by the Toll Roads Act and the concessionaires in Jamaica. So there's two toll roads right now and two main concessionaires, and there's a concessionaire agreement. So what the toll authority does is we ensure that they follow all the rules in the agreement. Okay. So from maintenance to everything.
All right. So you just oversee, regulate, and make sure that the persons who are the operators of the toll roads,
like a prefect.
Yeah.
I have a prefect. He teaches us the rules in the class.
All right.
And we ensure that we're part there, and we ensure that you follow the rules. And when you don't follow the rules, we load you.
All right. Well, nothing wrong with that. That's exactly what it sound like that's how it's supposed to be. All right.
Yes.
So in terms of, I want to ask you, Mr. Palmer. So what keeps you up at night, or what is, well, first, before I go there, because it's a toll road, it's a road that, you know, you toll road, you think speed, you think cars, all of that. So first thing I want you to know, what do you wish more people knew about the toll road and how to drive on it? What would make, if more people knew this, would make your job a little easier?
Let me tell you this, when you're driving on the toll road, all right, if you're going slow, left. Fast, right. You can't be going slow in both lanes.
Okay.
In the toll roads facilitate massive development as relates to micro, small, medium enterprises. We're talking about your leisure. You're going to wherever you want to go. Facilitate emergency access. So we can't afford for persons who do not know how to drive on the toll road. And one thing that I have seen yesterday, we had to go up to a meeting in Arthur Thomas. Coming back, we had two vehicles, one green plate, one red plate, and one white plate. And I don't know if the white plate was trying to drive back the red plate because but both of them were arguing.
And the toll
both of them were, and I'm behind them like beeping, beep beep. All right, just pull over. Let's pull over and start out what you need to. The truth is that when you're driving, it is some part is 80, some part is 110, depending. Follow the signage. But it's important that when you're driving, if you're driving slow, you remain left, fast on the right. The second thing that we really think you need to really focus on is that read the signs. There are specific speed limits at certain points of the toll road, on both toll roads. North-south, that is from Caymanas to Miami Bay, it is quite windy sometimes, it's very steep sometimes, it's a high climb sometimes, and so the gradient is not the same. And the speed limits are there for your safety. I'm telling you, it is there for your safety. So we want you to watch those signs. And the second thing we're going to get into it is hydroplanage. When rain is falling on the toll, go slow. Because we know, yeah man, the road clean and smooth and pretty, but when water hits the ground and your tire hits that water, it's like grease. you just slide when you press that brake. So by the time you're in an accident and you press that brake, you already are out of control. Because by the time you hit the brake, your car is going to go further out of control. So just drive slow and take it easy. All right? I think that's it. That's it.
All right, Dillon, your turn now. What do you, as a friend who literally out there and watching what's going on, what do you wish more persons knew about the toll road?
I mean, Mr. Palmer hit it on the head again. The truth is, the speed limit is a big thing, especially because we have two different highways now, both with varying speed limits. So you have people thinking that, okay, I'm on a highway, I'm just going to drive 110.
Yes.
And they're not factoring that, okay, but which highway am I on? Where am I on the highway? What's the condition of the road on the highway, you know? So it's not just, I'm on a highway, may I skate on the toll. No, that's not it. So people really have to just use them intuition and know that, okay, if I'm on the highway, I still need to be very wary of what's going on.
Yes.
So
yes.
Before we jump right into the activities and so on for Toll Road Safety Week, because we're on the subject of road safety, insofar as pulling over to the soft shoulder, I mean, there are persons who say you shouldn't, but then obviously if you're in distress, you should. So where do you, what kind of guidance do you think you should provide to persons who, if they find that I'm in the car and they're feeling like, boy, I don't want the car, it seems like the car give me a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
What must do?
So I'm going to speak on one aspect. Dillon is going to speak to if the vehicle is there for longer than a certain period, it might be towed. So it's important to note that it is there for your safety. The toll road is the safest road in Jamaica, and that is backed by data. As relates to accidents, lowest, not even close to what is happening nationally. And just to note, all accidents are down on all roads.
Yeah.
So just want to make that clear. But the toll road has the lowest, all right? When you pull over, if let's say your baby is crying in the back or vomiting, or your wheel is about to fall off, or you get a flat, or let's say you need to make a call, something happened and you need to pull over, or you just feel stressed, you're driving for too long and you really need to just pull over, rest your eye a little bit,
relax,
before
calm
you
down.
come back on the road. That is fine, right? That is fine. And we encourage you, when you're doing so, you do so safely. Just note this, please. You're on a road where vehicles are, you don't know the speed of the vehicles that are coming behind you. So you need to do so safely. You can't just pull over. You have to indicate properly before you pull over. The next thing after you pull over, please note your car door, you leaving the vehicle, anything on you that can be snugged or tagged by the wind into a next vehicle coming, you have to be aware of that. So we're not asking you to come out of your vehicle. If it's possible, when you're pulling over, you stay as inside the vehicle as possible. If it is that your wheel needs to be fixed, if you can reach out to somebody, let them know, hey, my vehicle is punctured, I'm going to now proceed to change my tire, because anything can happen on a road where vehicles are going 110 miles per hour. And there are also external factors, such as wind, such as you don't know if a fire is smoke. So you just want to ensure that you're doing your best to remain as safe as possible. You cannot be, as Dillon indicated, that you have to use your intuition. There are certain spaces that you just shouldn't pull over. Do not pull over on a corner.
Of course.
Do not pull over on a corner. Do not try to just pull over going up on a hill, because if you pull over, it's going to be hard for you to move over the hill. So there's just certain things that we can't tell you everything. But there's certain things, once you're going to pull over, ensure that you indicate properly. You find somewhere safe. That is, if it's lit, it's lit. If it's dark, put on your hazard lights so persons can see you. And the truth is, when persons are turning the corners, unfortunately, not everybody's going to speed limit.
That's
so when
true.
they turn the corner, they're not turning the corner cleanly. They're sometimes going over in the soft shoulders when they're turning. And so these are negative externalities that can cause accidents. But we don't know if they will. But we have to make you aware. Now, if your vehicle is on the toll for too long, Dillon?
Yeah, so pulling over on the soft shoulder is very important if you're going through something.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's not the safest thing to be on the side of the road on a high-speed network. So one of the rules in the concession agreement is, if you're there for longer than 30 minutes, a tow truck may come and tow you. You really and truly don't have any need to be there for that long. If it rests in your eyes for a little bit, take a 10-15 minutes, put on your hazard lights, get as far over to the left as possible. But at the end of the day, if the MPOs or police officers or anybody passing by notices the vehicle there too long, we're going to send a tow truck.
All right.
Yes. And there are numbers for you to call if you're so they're there. So if you're experiencing any difficulty, and that's why we're asking you to pay attention to the signage. If you're experiencing any difficulty on the toll road, so there are numbers on both toll roads. So East-West has a specific number, North-South has. So you can just simple get that number.
Yeah, I would highly advise anybody hearing this, save the numbers in your phone.
Yes, please do.
Have the East-West emergency number, have the North-South emergency number.
Yes, makes sense.
You never know what might happen.
Never
Save it in your phone. That's very practical and useful advice.
You don't need to be a driver to have those numbers in your phone because you never might know. You never know.
All right. Now, another thing that I think came up as I was looking through things is, one of the things that on your, I guess maybe on your frequently asked question, but it's good to have you guys reinforced in terms of making sure your car is in good condition before you get on the toll road.
Make sure you have gas in your car.
Yes.
You would be shocked how much people come on the highway without gas. Car pull over, don't have no gas in the car. I have to try figure out calling people, see if they can come bring gas. I mean, one thing I will say is, now we're blessed and we have a gas station on both toll roads. But before we didn't. But still, you might come on the gas station. If you're on Ochi Highway, the gas station is all the way in Monique.
Exactly.
So you still have a 25-minute drive before you reach the gas station. So ensure your tires are good, pressure in your tire, gas in the car. Make sure you have money.
No, that one's a big one.
Make sure you have money.
Why, Dylan? That one, the contentious.
Look,
that one, there's a little
very clear.
You
can't be going on the toll road. It is called toll road without money. Listen, ensure you have the cash. And for East-West, you can use a debit card, credit card. North-South is working on it at the moment. They will be implementing POS systems soon. So that's something.
Yes, because I think that was something that people, because people are there, why should why in this digital age to be having to find cash is an issue. But it's nice to know that we're working on it, which is great.
So we want you to know that we have there's an increase now for North-South regarding the US dollar. So it's no longer $100. It's $150.
Okay.
So you're getting a little bit more value for your money at the moment. So, but what is important? Cash. Please have a cash. And it's not only about having cash, but it's a right medium of exchange. As at June the 31st, 2025, BOJ has given directive that they will no longer be accepting the cotton monies. So, this is very important for all Jamaicans. Where camera there?
Right, that's all. Funny.
Tell us something. Oh, no, I'm going to make we have run up and down. Please, when you go on the toll, July 1st, 2025, it's a new money. That was circulated a while back now. So we want all persons to know that as at July 1st, they're only taking, I don't know what material is that new money. I'm not sure what
some polymer, some new polymer blend that kind of some like plastic a little bit. But
yes, if it is that you have the old, please go to BOJ and change them out. All right? Because as at July 1st, only the polymer money will be accepted on toll roads, and it's important to note that is in compliance with GOJ policies. So I just want you to know that. All right, please be aware of that. Please be aware of that, because we know that tourists will be coming.
Exactly.
Returning residents will be coming. Persons might not be aware of this, but we want to ensure that this goes out there. Very, very important.
Yeah, get the money, get the right money, people. It's important. Get the right money. I mean, because it's a problem. I'd imagine one thing in reading is to understand that the toll road is built for expediency. So the idea is to not have persons at the toll plaza taking too long
arguments
to negotiate with the court. Exactly.
And because the truth is, for us to facilitate let's view it like this. Imagine a child birthed today and a child 10 years from now. The child birthed today is 10 years behind. Jamaica's economy is new compared to the United States and all those big guys. And therefore, the only way we can grow is by expediting things quickly. To facilitate development, we need roads. We need great assistance, but the road is the vein of the economy.
Exactly.
And if the vein is clogged by you out there trying to negotiate that, you won't even know. Say, the deadline are today and they need to listen, ignorance of the law doesn't make you right. Please, 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 all right? We're really trying to facilitate as much development as we can. We love all on, all on, you understand me?
But
when you come on the toll road, come with the cash. Or your card.
Or We haven't even spoken about the T tags.
Listen, no, let me take
to be honest.
Wait, no, okay,
to be honest, I don't know. Anyway,
No,
I mean, the floor is yours, Mr.
The floor is
talk
ours.
to them about the T
So
tag.
we're going to talk about this, yeah? It is quite impractical for us to want to do everything efficient and not want to get a tag.
Don't look at me, look at the people. Them tell them.
The tag is the most efficient. I'm telling you, you'll be on the toll, in the line for money. I'm going to look over there and say, empty line with T-tag, true or false?
True.
And you in the line a complain, true or false? True.
The line you take so long, man. The cashier need to work faster in the star.
Listen, so we have something great for you right now. So, currently, the Trans-Jamaica Highway Company, that is East-West, is having a massive discount on their tags. They're doing a 50% discount on all tags. If you're driving from Portmore to Clarendon, Williamsfield, I think I say it right? If you're driving from Portmore to Williamsfield, any of those toll booths, you can stop there and buy a tag. As a matter of fact, when you buy the tag, you can come out and go in the tag line immediately.
Oh, really? Normally there's like a delay when you activate the T-tag.
No, so the tags there has money on it.
Okay.
So it was 2,000 something, now it's 1,000 something. And in that 1,000 something, it has $500 credit or debit on it. All right. So you can come out of the line and go there. If you are there between the hours of about, I think it's maybe 4 to 8, you'll be seeing persons in the line selling the tags. There are persons there selling the tag. Jamaica, we need to forget the tag. Like Christ, we need to forget salvation. Come out here for the tag.
Yeah.
Let's go. We have to get the tags up because we really want to expedite traveling on the toll road.
Yeah.
And once you have the tag, I think the only thing that slows it down in the tag is if your windshield is dirty.
Okay.
If your windshield dirty, then not really.
Not really tag properly, then you rub it down.
All right. But just go straight through. All right, guys. So that is something that you should be aware of. So there's a tag sale going for East-West. That's Transram from Portmore to Williamsfield. You understand me? Any of those toll booths, you can stop and request a tag. They'll sell you the tag there. You get in a 50% discount. You get in $500 credit on the tag. What's better than that? Nothing. All right.
So if you find yourself using the tag frequently, there's no reason for it to not have a tag. It just makes too much sense.
Yes.
You're not losing any money. As a matter of fact, you're probably saving money because you get like a free trip every 10 journeys or something like that, right? But don't quote me on that, but there's something like that. You know what I mean? And so it makes sense. But Dillon, let me add here. You want to add anything to that?
Well, I was just going to say, if you saw the KFC lines yesterday, Jamaicans love lines. So maybe that's why they
who knows? Maybe. Just maybe.
Honestly, sometimes I'm at Portmore and just looking on the traffic and thinking, how are so much people in the manual lanes when you can just get a tag and just zoop through? And I'm just in there comfortable. Maybe it's a Jamaican thing.
Yeah, maybe they get this listening music, relaxing, having a nice unwind. I really don't know. But
and
anyway.
So if you're a small, micro, medium or large size enterprise, you can get your tag. If it is that you're a ministry, departments or agency, get your tag. Right? If it is that you're just you live in the area, get the tag. If you're not sure if you're going to travel on the toll, get the tag. If you walk foot, just buy the tag just in case you buy a car.
Exactly.
Just buy it and set it down and say yes when we get the vehicle. As a matter, the first thing you should buy right now before you buy a car is a tag.
Guide.
So no matter what yourself, get the tag.
All right. So we talked about all these road safety and all these features and stuff because it's important to make people aware and understand how the toll roads work. But let's talk now about Toll Road Safety Week and what's all the things that you got planned. Because you're passionate, we know that you're serious about your toll. It's clear that you want people to really appreciate what's going on. So talk to us about Toll Road Safety Week and what the plans are and so on and so forth.
All right. So the Toll Road Act of 2002, made way for the Toll Authority, and so we're about 23 years old now. And over those years, the Toll Authority has been doing an outstanding job to really regulate the toll roads, providing extreme value for the public and ensuring that there's safety and security on the roads. And reputation, because reputation precedes. When you go on the toll, there no hiccups. You confidently know you'll go straight through.
All right.
Right? And so, in an effort to also align with National Road Safety Month, because this is Road Safety Month, right? And lots of activities are happening. We wrote for proclamation for the 4th week of every June, which is Road Safety Month. That should be Toll Road Safety Week.
Yeah, especially significant. We know, the roads are high speed, very efficient, and so I just make a whole heap of sense.
Makes a lot of sense. And the truth is, there is a goal to United Nations actions for road safety to reduce road fatalities by 50%, and we want to play our role in that
by 2030.
By 2030.
Absolutely, okay.
And so we have to play our role in that. And it's not just about that. One, we want to utilize that week to engage the public. Two, we want to see how much we can unearth from the public by understanding their questions and concerns regarding the toll road. We really want to ensure that decisions that are made are evidence-based, right? And so the Toll Road Safety Week provides a week where we can talk to people about the toll roads, engage with them, hear their perspective, and also just plan for the future, because the truth is, it is happening in the strategic planning period for ministries, departments, and agencies. So some of those feedback we can have and insert in our environmental or strategic environmental scans that we're doing. So we begin this Sunday, I think it's the 22nd of June, with a church service, right? And that is by Boulevard Baptist Church. If you're in the hearing of our voice, you can come through. We don't discriminate. Right?
Come through, man.
Pass
Give them
through.
a strength.
Definitely, I look for your strength, right? The next one is Wednesday. Wednesday, we are having a panel discussion. Now, this panel discussion is going to be at the Blue Mahu Courtly Auditorium. And it is centered on our concessionaires empowering Jamaica to really see their vision for customer service, their plans to bolster customer service, their plans to really revolutionize what we're seeing now. And we really believe that by providing an atmosphere where they can communicate that to you, then you can really understand where they want to go. Not that you're going to empathize too much, but when you're asking questions, when you have issues, you can make evidence-based, you can ask evidence-based decision to say, hey, we know, see how to do this, but you need to do this, you need to fix this right now. And also, the platform will allow for the public to ask other questions that they have. It is going to be hosted by Javon Keys. It will be quite informational, and it is really for all Jamaicans. I can tell you something. When you buy a product, you don't really see you don't really see the journey to take off.
Oh my! Pause.
When you buy a product, you don't see the journey that it takes to get to you. It doesn't come and say, "Oh, it went here, it went there, it went there, it went there." We can assure you that we might not know the goods and services that travel on the toll road. We might not know the people that travel on the toll road, but we want to ensure that when they travel on the toll road, they do so quickly and effectively. And in saying that, we want to hear from the public. How do they believe that in their travel, what can be done to make it more efficient and effective? And so Wednesday, Blue Mahu, 6 p.m. to 7:30, sharp and short. Yes, sharp and short.
Right, sharp and short.
Sharp and short. Right? We want to ensure that persons come out and support. Please make your way to there. I'm looking forward to you. Want to engage as many persons as possible. By the way, it's limited seating.
I can imagine.
So we just want you to know that it's first come first. So we start at 6. Registration starts at 6. Right? So please come out and make yourself there. So, and on the Thursday we have a governance training, because again we know the importance of corporate governance. And that will be a training between the board and the staff members of the Toll Authority. Really want to ensure that all the current policies regarding governance for ministries, departments, and agencies, that we are compliant. So we're getting an updated training from Ministry of Finance and Public Service to kind of say, listen, this is what's there, this is what there, what are you doing? And this is really just to ensure that we are sharp every year.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you did touch it, so I guess we can ask you, what exactly is your vision for the toll? What exactly is your vision for? I mean, we understand that I would like to think every Jamaican at this point know what purpose the toll road them serve, but beyond that, I said, we, as I mentioned in my intro, is that the road to development begins with roads, and so in terms of, we know that the management of these roads is a big deal, because the ability to move from one parish to the next quickly, seamlessly, efficiently means the speed of business, the speed of doing business is improved, and the speed of just overall productivity for the country. So but that's just from me.
Yes.
What about you? What do you think?
Well, interoperability. I think that's it. Interoperability. We believe that you should leave one toll and go on to a next toll with seamless transition. So one system that can avail for all Jamaicans to be able to use a toll and not have to worry about whose toll it is. But again, these are long-term things, right? Our Honorable Prime Minister did speak to this in his sectoral presentation, and so it's very important that we align ourselves accordingly. It's not just to boast and say, my driver for one toll, we get scope on the next toll. I'm not even worry
about which T-tag or which T-tag or which whatever.
No, it's really about efficiency and efficacy. We're looking at productivity right now. The easier it is to do business, and toll is a business. The easier it is to do business is the greater is the lower barrier to entry you have. Again, the easier it is to do business, the lower the barrier of entry. So you have less person have to worry how they get access to this, right? And if we can facilitate just more a system where Jamaicans, persons who drive, persons who will drive, persons who are just passengers, wherever they are, once they're in a vehicle, then they can just seamlessly move along the toll roads. I think that's amazing. And at the start, we're talking also about real-time monitoring on the toll roads too.
Okay.
We want to be able to get real-time data and incidents happening on the toll, anything happening on the toll. Currently, I mean, you call and say this is an incident happening, so on and that's somewhat real time.
Okay, yeah.
But it depends on you calling and making us aware, and you having access to
Right.
So we really want to have real time monitoring of not just accidents, but the systems on the toll road to know when this road needs to be maintained, so on and so forth. But again, the Toll Authority doesn't operate in a vacuum. We have amazing stakeholders, NROC, NWA, right? Or
JCF,
other, or other
important partners.
Important partners. We're talking about the Jamaica Constabulary Force. You understand? We're talking about our transportation sector. We call it transportation, not transportation sector, right? Agencies, departments and agencies under MSET in the transportation cluster. It's really important that we all we cannot do what we're doing without them.
So I guess the question I would next have is in terms of standards. I always compare like how we operate or who we fare against. I guess what you must have some international benchmark against which we are judge how we operate, and I guess what kind of grading they give us in terms of how we operate, and so where do we want to get to, and so you know what I mean. So in terms of how you mark us, so what's the scorecard?
To be honest with you,
I mean,
we're always on top of things, so I would say we're always an A, but I don't want to use my opinion. So Dillon is our senior toll inspector. Is it?
All right, Dillon.
What I will say is, as the senior inspector on the road daily, but honestly, I'd give us an A.
Yeah. All right.
The truth is, the tolling system in Jamaica or in the Caribbean is very new, relatively new.
Yeah.
We have the Transjam East-West Highway, PJ Patterson Highway, Highway 2000, and that's still basically 22 years now. The Jamaica North-South Highway that was opened in 2016, still not even 10 years old. So the truth is we've come a long way. We're learning a lot. The operators, we have very high standards that we stick to, and the operators have been doing a fabulous job.
Yes.
One of the things I'd like to point out though is because of how new we are. I mean, the roads are new. How much could go wrong so quickly? So true. It's really where we come in now is to ensure that this level is the same level 10 years from now, 20 years from now.
Yes.
So I'd give us a A. I've no real issues with the standards on the highway, and as Mr. Palmer mentioned earlier, statistically we're the safest road in Jamaica by far.
All right, so I have no problems with that, but that's what the public wants to hear, because inevitably we have to offer them. There is always a comparison game, which is not necessarily the greatest, but the truth of the matter is we like to compare Jamaica to what's going on in for America, Europe, etc., etc. And so the idea that we are introducing this toll structure and it's working effectively and it's working according to internationally benchmark standards, then that's what we want to hear, because that's the road to development, as you know, as we talk about. All right, I guess the one other thing, I guess before we can kind of just recap the activities again, because repetition is the key to learning.
Yes,
So we
sir.
have to circle back. But in terms of the only other area I see that people sometimes have a complaint, perhaps, is just measuring vehicle classes or something.
Yeah.
But can we talk about that? Not even so much that, but the mechanisms for persons to, if they have an issue with experience, how do they communicate with you or communicate that to you so that they can open dialogue and get redress, hopefully?
Mm-hmm.
So we call that as the classification of their vehicle. So naturally, if you're a class 1 vehicle, class 2, class 3, you pay different tolls. So if I'm a class 1 vehicle and I go to the highway and they charge me class 2, I'm going to be very irate.
Exactly.
So this is something that we've been going through for quite a while, and the truth is, I think we've been doing a fabulous job to really monitor it, because every month we track it, and if some of the safety systems we have in place is, if someone comes and complains once, you can easily we can take their car, we can measure it, we can ensure that, okay, you should be class 1, you should be class 2. We can add it to the system. Next time you won't have any problems. So one of the things we do is, the Toll Authority, as the voice of the people, if you have a concern, write to us.
Yes.
We get those emails basically daily. And as soon as we get them, we fast track it to the operators. We can set up an inspection. You can go there, you can measure your vehicle yourself. We have the clear standards for what each class is, and then you resolve it.
All right. And so if you have other and I would imagine that goes for any other complaint or issue.
The different pricing for both concessionaires,
Yeah.
so you should know. So each concessionaire has a different pricing for each class.
Of course.
So it's important for you to know that, so you can't say, oh, I travel and
Such and
this
such
was-
and, right.
and this was it, and I'm traveling now. So that's what we talk about interoperability now.
Okay. Yeah.
One thing I'll bring up quickly as well is, so one of the more common reasons for reclassification is, so for instance, if I have a RAV4 and Jerome have a RAV4, but Jerome car have a nice little bike rack on top of it,
That might throw off
you might be a class 2.
Yes. And if you put on the grill on the front of it, just because, or if you raise the height of the vehicle, then
you buy some different tires that kind of raise the height or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have to be honest with ourselves that where sometimes where this is concerned, because policies are created to control behavior, right? And so when they're creating this, remember, they've just the structure classes are created based on the weight, gas, size, and the amount of use that will be done by a vehicle on the toll, and any amendments or adjustment that needs to be accounted for. We don't know how to put that into wording, but persons will argue, what will our front bumper do?
Yeah,
What will it do?
like,
What
you
will
know,
the
how this
size?
change, this
What it
fundamentally
does is
change, but it changes
the
your
classification.
size. Yeah, okay.
That's what it does, right? So we just want to know that. So we want you to be very, very careful in your modifications to the vehicle that you have. You have a mid-size SUV, and then change the size of the wheel. Change the axle so it's higher. You then put on maybe the floodlights on the front, which broadens the front of the vehicle. You might, let me just put on something on the top of it.
Exactly, some kind of rock or some kind of something, and then boom.
You're going to be you will be paying class 3 prices.
You need to account for that, right? So we'll just give an example.
Sorry, I'll call you. I said, but now, I guess it's the simple solution. Simple solution. Take off.
We will try. So the truth is, I want persons to understand that the Toll Authority's main mandate is to ensure that public value is upheld, and we have to ensure that customer satisfaction is there,
right.
And we do so through the concession agreement and the Toll Roads Act, and therefore, we represent you.
It's important that you reinforce that.
Yeah, so we represent. So you call us. Yes, this is what you're hearing. You call us and you have further conversations to talk about it. Oh, Mr. Palmer, we heard that you said this. Hey, Dillon, we heard it. Can you elaborate more? My vehicle is XYZ PQR. You can reach out to us on our social media, Instagram at Toll Authority, at TOLLAUTHORITY. You can reach out to us on our Twitter at TOLLAUTHORITY. So we're not on TikTok, right? We're not on.
I need for this one to dance them on a different thing. They want the fans. So go. You know how much things can go on. Anyway.
Slow, but what we're trying to do is those two social media. Just follow us. You can reach out to us with any of your concerns, any issue that you're having. We're very, very responsive on them. Additionally, you can reach out to, once you reach out to our website, you see our number, just call our number, have any concern with us. We have some amazing team members there. Dillon is our most senior person, extremely knowledgeable. We have Mrs. Holness, we have Kian, we have Michael, and we also have Miss Barnes, Michaela. So we have some outstanding persons who are really dedicating themselves to adding value. And it might be little, but we tell our.
All right.
You understand?
That's the usual thing. That's Jamaican matter. That's how we operate. So no problem, I guess. All right. So we just circle back once more just to touch the topic of safety. Once again, I'll just give each of you a moment to just elaborate what the best way to and the most efficient way to use, or the safest way to use our toll roads are.
Observe the signs. Pay keen attention to the signs. Signage with water when wet. Looking at signage for speed. Additionally, slow, keep left. Keep left if you're driving slow, and speed to your right. All right. Think about others. All right. That's it for me.
All right, Dillon. Safest way to use, what people need to know to use the toll road safely.
Drive based on the conditions of the road.
Yes.
We have the East-West Highway, where we have frequent fires along the highway, so you might have smoke on the highway. Cut your speed. We have the North-South Highway, where you have, I don't know if you guys have ever driven on the North-South Highway early in the morning.
Fog
between
and so
between
on, yeah.
5 to 8 a.m. beer fog, you know, cut your speed. As Mr. Palmer said, keep left, pass right. Observe the speed limit says. Don't just cut your speed when you see police.
Yes.
Or you see the flashing lights.
Yes.
You know, just drive the right speed limit the whole way. Save the emergency numbers for the highways.
Very important.
Very important.
Very important.
And yeah, that check your tires before you go on the road. The leading cause of accidents on the highway is down to mechanical failures or human error. Check your vehicle before you go on the road.
Make sure it can manage the toll before you go on it.
And it's kind of long, so
exactly.
if you're tired already and you're going on this long journey, and that's why the rumble strips are there. Kind of just...
Which fine, just take a quick moment to just explain, because there are a lot of persons like me, before we had this conversation, who don't know what the rumble strip serves. So if we can just let people understand what I mean.
Before I go to the rumble strips, listen, get your tags. Toll tags, get your T-tag, East-West. It ends, promotion ends June 31st. June 31st, the promotion ends. All right, get those tags. But rumble strip, so it does a few things. One, coming up to it, you want to slow down. After after you go through your first rumble strip, you want to slow down for all rumble strips. So it helps to preemptively slow you down. After, slow you down. And also, it helps to kind of wake you up, especially in the North-South is long.
That's true.
You understand? So rumble, and they are strategically placed at certain locations, really to aid, to help you. Oh, Jesus.
Well, I was just going to say that the promotion ends June 30.
June 30. Okay.
The last day of June.
sorry. Forgive me. It ends, boy. You know who never learned that.
Today.
I never know June had a leap year thing.
June 30. Promotion ends June 30. Yeah. Thank you so much. But I just want to note again, rumble strips are very important. I know persons are finding them very uncomfortable.
Not necessarily, but you just wonder what purpose them serve. You know what I mean? You drive over them, you know.
They're for your safety. They're placed at areas where, if not careful, you're not able to slow down properly. If you don't start cut your speed from that point, it's going to be hard for you to cut your speed coming down. So they're gradually placed there to incrementally cut your speed. All right? And again, please drive at the speed limit. A car is a machine. We tend to trust machine more than how we trust ourselves.
Exactly.
But machines fail. You never know when your brake is going to go. You never know. And so therefore, please keep in the speed limit. All right?
Absolutely. All right. I guess lastly, just once again, just reiterate the plans that you have for roads.
Yes,
toll road
Sunday, church service, Boulevard Baptist. Wednesday, we have a forum that is at Courtly Hotel. And it is a Blue Mahou Suite. All right? And that is from 6 o'clock to 7:30. Please be on time. You're in for an amazing ride, amazing treat. Please come on time. And then Thursday is internal. It's more so for us, the governance training for staff members and board members. All right, so that's it for the toll week. Pretty light, pretty simple, pretty sharp, but it's really it's a first celebration of the toll week. It's the first time it's happening, and so we just really want to be able to ensure that we can celebrate that with International Road Safety Month, and also to celebrate it with Jamaica. So please make your way out to support. Follow us on social media. Get your tags. June
30. No to June 30.
June 30
Last day.
is the last day for the use of cotton money and across, I think it's across Jamaica.
Yeah, across the whole country. Yeah, they're phasing them out completely.
So none will be accepted, and consequently, none will be accepted on the toll. And this is something we will try to our best to further articulate to the public, especially on toll roads. But listen, guys, please get your money changed out. You need to get it changed out. Thank you.
All right, people, we said a whole heap, but you know what? That gave us a lot to really keep in mind. Especially, I know many persons probably never even really thought that deeply about the toll when they go on it. But this is why we have these conversations. All right, but we're glad that you stayed tuned. We're glad that you gave us your attention, and that said, it's time for us to wrap. Thank you to everyone who tuned into our discussion, everyone who is going to put something down in the comments or had anything to say. We really, really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And if you have a question, go on, man. Just drop it in the comments. We'll go through afterwards. Can link up with Mr. Palmer or then and find out what's going on so that we can.
Nah, link up. Just tag the Toll Authority.
No
Any
problem.
questions we answer.
Now remember, our audience plays a major part in the show. So if there's anyone particularly you'd like us to have in studio, let us know. We try to have them in studio as soon as possible. Don't forget to follow us on all social handles: Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, you name it, we're there. Just follow us and you get all the information while you're at it. Check out Toll Authority as well. There you learn all the information you need to know about them. All right, we do this every week live online on our social pages. Thank you. I've been your host, Vaughn Davis. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please have a wonderful rest of the day. Take care.
Thank you so much.